y'all doing?
All right, how are you?
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Good.
You're in it for the long haul, huh?
I don't know. I wasn't sure when to arrive, so I figured I would just arrive now.
We'll probably a half hour will get you if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a half hour, at least 15 minutes.
I'll just stare menacingly in the room.
We'll try to entertain. Yeah. Okay, looks like we have enough people to get started. It is 4:30, so I'm going to call this meeting of the Environmental Concerns. Live streaming, do we know?
It'll probably take a minute.
Okay, while we wait for that to load up, we'll go ahead and just get started. We'll come back to that in a moment. Let's start with a roll call for the end.
Thomas Dewhurst, member.
Rachel Yondel, member.
Rita Chandler, member.
Steve Romanelli, member.
Live streaming is good? Okay. We have an agenda that everyone should have received previously. If we have any discussion of the agenda or call for edits. Then I'll take a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
And all in favor? All right, we've got that settled. Then we'll move to the minutes, which we all should have a chance to see in advance as well. Anyone have any discussion or edits for the minutes? If everyone is comfortable with
I'll motion to approve the minutes.
Seconded.
We got a motion, all in favor? And that looks good, so we got approved minutes, is good.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Got it. Thank you. Okay, technical difficulties for the month. We always have some. Let's see. So we've got the minutes. That takes us to communication. So let's start. Does city staff have anything to communicate?
No communications were received.
And I don't believe we got any emails. Did anybody see any emails or other communications from the public? Okay. Then we are moving right along. We are at the point where we'll take public comments. We had some trouble last month, but I think we've got that sorted out. So if you want to call in, we should be good. That number to call in, 888-382-9556. One more time, that's 888-382-9556. Do we have any callers waiting online? None. Okay, we will take public comments again at the end of the meeting, so keep that in mind. We'll come back to that. Also, anybody in the audience? Other than Jiminy Cricket, I think we're good. All right, that moves us to our reports. Let's move through our regular monthly reports, and then after that, we have, we're gonna have a speaker, and we have check back on other business. So, starting with Natural Features Review Board.
Yeah, thank you. Wasn't much on the Natural Features Review. They did close this. They did approve City of Kalamazoo, I believe, water line installation at Station 15. They closed the existing wells. They installed new wells further from the body of water. This is at Spring Valley Park. And the wells are now compliant, or the treating will now be compliant to meet EGLE requirements in regards to PFAS, et cetera. That is all that there was.
Good. Questions or comments? Air and water quality report. Rita, do you have anything there?
I do not.
I was wondering if you happened to see the city's statement about changing water treatment to get zero PFAS. Okay. Well, I'll have to see if I can find that statement, send that around to everybody. It's just something for us to be aware of, that the city does have a plan to remove all PFAS from the drinking water, even below what is the mandated.
Yeah, that's what my understanding is too.
Yep. All right, moving forward, Planning Commission.
This month at the Planning Commission, the only thing that was discussed was interviewing new candidates for their board. It's about a 15-minute meeting, so.
Okay. And just, I had skipped over wildlife and natural resource protection because our two leads aren't there. Does anybody have any discussion on that topic? Just even, anyways?
No.
Okay. Justin, are you going to talk about what Destiny is up to with the BioBlitzes?
I'm at the end, staff sustainability report.
Oh, okay. Didn't see that on there. Okay. Let's see. That takes us, Thomas was getting ready to give his report. Go ahead.
We did meet. It was a brief meeting. We approved the removal of 4 trees related to Cade College's request to move them. As you probably are aware, if you come down West Main Hill, there's a big project going on, and they are building a brand-new dormitory, and I don't know if you, so the trees are right against, or between the rock and the hard place, so to speak. They're 4 trees that have been beat up by vehicle traffic. They're about 5 feet from West Main. They're also right next to the sidewalk, and they are going to be digging really deep into the root system. So we did approve a 4-to-1 replacement there. That project probably won't get wrapped up till about 2027. This is not a tree-related thing, but I thought it was very interesting that it's going to be heated geothermally. So if you've driven down West Main Hill and seen what looked like a pit of mud, they were drilling 70 deep wells in order to be able to, heat and cool their new place. So that was pretty interesting. Other than that, it was just, a Consumer Power confirming that they could remove a tree and replace it 2-to-1. One that it was also beat up, which was right over off of Westnich and Balch Avenue, I believe. But pretty routine, and we'll probably get something much nicer because that tree was really beat up as well. That's all I have.
I'm looking at the trees on West Main, and looks like one of them might be a Norway maple, which is good. Other one's small. Yeah.
And they were inspected by the city arborist. They did some trimming initially to cut out the dead branches with hopes of maybe saving them. But once they trimmed most of the dead material off, they were looking pretty bad. So it wasn't a difficult choice there. I mean, it's never fun, but I think we'll end up with a beautiful new building and some really cool trees. We're going to do some columnar English oaks there, which tend to be very thin profile and grow really tall and straight.
Has there been any use of that new policy by, I think you talked about it last time, about hazardous trees, I think there were Siberian elm, Norway silver, and...
Norway silver, Siberian elm, and elm pear.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The answer is we didn't discuss it at this meeting. They didn't mention tree removal, but because the policy's in place, it's probably more storm-related. But they also have a contractor that's going through the near north side and doing preventative maintenance, and that would include some tree removal, but a lot of pruning so that the next storm, and that's kind of from Kalamazoo Avenue north, also following Douglas Avenue up to about Patterson, and then all the way to Riverview Drive. So that is a contract that will be going on throughout the fall, just to remove trees that would be likely to blow over in the next storm or fall on a house or break a power line. Okay. That's the general plan for the fall.
Thanks. Any other questions or comments on the tree committee report? All righty, then Silent Lake Policy Management Council, the other David's not here, but John, do you know if there's any developments?
Not really. It was kind of a sparse participation. There was some talk about redoing the Beaver Deceiver, and there was a repair of a trail made. We're putting some signs up to encourage less pedestrian traffic and more natural restoration. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much about it.
Okay. While you're at the mic, you want to, anything with Parks and Rec?
Parks and Rec, I have not gone to the meeting, and I did not find anything on the City of Kalamazoo website on that, and so I don't have anything to report on that.
Okay. On Kalamazoo River Watershed Councils, nothing specifically new. Odor Task Force hasn't met, and that takes us to the Waste Working Group. Stephen?
Yeah, a couple of things. Let me pull up my notes. First of all, hopefully everybody got a copy of this. that view from the curb. I'm a really big advocate of this. Keeps us updated on. So everything I say, most of it is probably going to be repeated in here. Let's see. Next cycle is something that they are continuing to work on. They're, from what they told me, the pitch is supposed to be made sometime in mid-October. So I would think over the next couple of months, we'll probably get some information about that. I just don't know when. They're doing a trash pickup downtown. The first session that they're experimenting with is supposed to be tomorrow, September 18th, and they will probably continue it into October. But they're going to see what kind of success they have out of this first before making a final decision. Woods Lake had an invasive species removal event, but this was a week ago, Saturday, September 13th. And the next one will be October 11th, and there's information on it. It's from 9 to 11. Information is on the city website that you can get that. Let's see, rain barrels, just to bring you up to date, 23 were passed out. So they considered that successful, and now they're looking at possibilities for 2026 for potential additional events. So more to come on that. September 20th will be the Kalamazoo River cleanup event. And the launch point will be from Mayor's Riverfront Park. That's supposed to be from 12 to 4. And again, you can find information on the city website on that. The EPS foam recycling will be occurring on October 25th. It starts at 10 a.m. and includes electronics, document shredding, oral care products. So just kind of keep that on your radar. And then there's a big, a couple of other things, I'm sorry. They're checking with multi-unit properties to educate property managers regarding and tenants on recycling efforts that are going on within the city. So as you probably know, I mean, I live in a house and I have the recycle barrel, and so I'm used to that. But for people who live in apartments or other types of, they don't necessarily have to do it, but that's why there's discussions going on with the property managers and tenants to try to get them involved in this as well. Finally, the last thing I'll mention is around food scrap recycling. The efforts are continuing. It is in view from the curb. It lists the locations, and I'm just personally figuring out how I'm going to participate in it, even though it's not within my community. There are 6 different drop-off centers that any citizen can utilize. And that's all I had. Justin, was there something you wanted to say about it?
Oh, yeah. The 322 East Stockbridge is a centralized location for anyone that doesn't have one closer to them in their neighborhood. Just right across from the Public Services Building on Stockbridge there.
And that's all I had.
Okay. Any questions for Stephen? Comments? Lots going on. Thanks for keeping us up to date on that.
You're welcome.
Then that takes us to Rachel, who want to talk about native species?
I don't have anything for this month.
Okay. Well, that will probably tie into what Justin has coming up. So we are to sustainability updates from staff.
Yeah, Stephen did a great job, hit most of the things I was going to talk about. The one thing that we've referenced here previously is Destiny is working on a BioBlitz in Jones Park. That'll be October 4th at 10 a.m. So it'll work on identifying invasive species, how to treat invasive species, really just trying to raise awareness in neighborhoods and the community, because a lot of these invasive species, we think, oh, they're in parks, they're in forests, but they're also in our yards. So the hope is that we can get folks out there looking at these species, identify them in the park, and then they can take that knowledge home and look in their own yards and see if they have any of these species. So information for that, again, as Stephen had says, on the city's website. Destiny will be there leading the charge.
And it's the connection between people's yards and the parks that I think is going to be good about this one, because you'll be able to see the invasive species that are kind of taking over the edge of this park, and then you see where they're coming from across the street in the yards that have all the same species that we'll be looking at in the park.
Yeah, 100%. And then, yeah, so like any treatment in any natural area, it's only going to go as far as that natural area. So again, yeah, with private property rights and, folks being able to use their yard and lawn as they will, it's important to raise awareness and get folks educated on some of this.
It's Jones Park, which is in West Main Hill neighborhood. It is, yeah, it's just, I guess it would be just north of K College's football field. So kind of.
It's like a triangle little park.
Yep. There's actually it's a split by a road, so there's a triangle little park, and then there's a larger portion of it across the street. So, any other questions? And this is open to anybody who wants to participate, so if people want to come and check it out.
And if you want anything in your neighborhood, feel free to reach out and we can work on setting these things up. It doesn't make sense to do 22 different events in all the 22 neighborhoods, but the more information we can get out there, the better.
Just one thing I want to, how long Destiny's time with the city is almost over, is that correct?
Yeah, so Destiny's term of service ends October 17th, but this is a program that'll continue.
So just if we don't see her before she's done, personally, I want to, say that she's done a good job. Yeah, we're happy to have had her. All right, that goes us to unfinished business. The primary thing here, and I think this might have been in the packet that came out to us. If not, we do have to get a vice chair. In particular, we need to talk about next month's meeting. If we are going to reschedule, my calendar is completely blocked. I cannot make a rescheduled meeting any night of the week in the next couple months. So if we do reschedule next month's meeting, we will have to have someone who can sit in as chair. So even if it's not that, we still probably ought to have a vice chair. So I would love to have a nomination. Self-nominations are perfectly acceptable. I'm not going to look at anybody. I'm looking around. Are you interested, Rachel?
I wasn't raising my hand, but I am open to doing that.
I don't know if, Robert's Rules Chair is not supposed to make a nomination. So will somebody nominate Rachel?
I nominate Rachel Jondo for vice chair.
I second the nomination.
Okay,
I third that nomination.
all right, we have a valid nomination just to keep things up and up. Do we have any other nominations? All in favor of Rachel as vice chair? That's universal, so thank you. I will try not to leave you in the lurch, and we do have a really handy dandy sheet I will show you that makes it easier. All right, thank you. Other item of unfinished business, I sent around this stuff last month. We can have a discussion on it now, but I'm content to hold that discussion to next month if people don't have anything they really feel like talking about right now, because we have got a speaker.
I will be in Italy next month during most of the scheduled suggested dates, so I'm in favor of discussing it maybe after our presentation here today,
Yeah, if I could.
if time allows.
Yeah, if I could second that, because I'll be in France, so.
I think we may not have a quorum next month, so barring something unforeseen, it looks like we can just, we're not going to meet in next month. All right, let's hold that time being what it may, or we will push it to November, and we can talk about it over turkey. All right. Mark, would you like to come on up?
Yeah. Very good? Yeah. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Mark Lee. I'm the owner of Better World Builders. We are a home performance and weatherization contractor. We're based here in Kalamazoo. Our world headquarters is located on 985 Jackson Street. It's right across the street from Edison Elementary, which is our environmental academy. So it's a really auspicious place to be as far as trying to bring some good energy along that line. Speaking of energy, why I'm here today is I wanted to share some information with this group about a program that is available to all of our residents. It's available to all people across the state of Michigan. It's called the Michigan Home Energy Rebate Program. And before I go into that, I just wanted to pause and give one quick comment, and just to recognize everyone on this committee. Thank you for doing the work that you're doing. Thank you for volunteering your time to help raise awareness about our environment and how it impacts our community. It's really important work. It's not always recognized in the world. And I see you. I just want to let you know, thank you for doing what you're doing. So, but what I wanted to share with you, a couple of things that we're experiencing. I have a little handout that I'd like to, may I just hand that out? Okay, great.
Well, Mark has handed that out. I've first met Mark working on one of the Earth Day events and learned something very interesting. Yeah, he went to school here at Western, and he brought us pictures when we were organizing an Earth Day event in 2016, I think it was. He brought us pictures from when he was at Earth Day in Bronson Park when he was in college at Western. So
1992, 91, 92, 93, somewhere in there. But that was, it was Earth Day back in the day was a little more well attended. It was a pretty happening spot, and it was great whenever you at our community. But yeah, that was thanks for remembering that day.
well, I just wanted to bring that up too, because we're talking about your business and your involvement with this program, but it is your for-profit business. But Mark's commitment to doing things for the environment and saving energy, is authentic and existed before the business.
It did exist before the business, and in some ways I could say that while attending Western, I started at Western in 1989 and graduated in 1995, and I was part of a student environmental group called Students for a Sustainable Earth. I would say that was as well as I was part of the environmental studies program at Western. Real proud to say it was a great program then. I think it's still a great program now. And I wouldn't say it became radicalized then, but it became really aware of how we have disregarded, in many respects, in wide swaths, we've disregarded the nature and the beauty of our planet. It was the inspiration of why I started Better World Builders. We do a lot of energy efficiency things, but by the name you can kind of tell we believe in trying to build a better world by taking action and giving power to people to get control of their energy bills and get control of living in a healthier home. So I'll speak in broad terms about why I feel real passionate about the Home Energy Rebate Program. This is one of the things that the previous federal administration got passed through the Inflation Reduction Act. Michigan, real proud of the state of Michigan because they acted on it. They were one of the first 5 states in the U.S. that secured a program or got a program together and secured the funds, and those funds are now in the state of Michigan. Fingers crossed, those funds will not go anywhere. Like we've seen all this other clawing back that's happening. Hopefully this money will continue to be safe. Their goal is, the state of Michigan has a goal of trying to impact 15,000 homes in the state of Michigan with this program. My personal goal, and this one, I've said this at other events, David has probably heard me say this once before, but I have a personal goal of seeing Kalamazoo as the most sustainable place in the state of Michigan. How do we get there? Well, it's by folks like you who are taking time out of their day to be part of bringing awareness and bringing environmental awareness to our city. It was going to be part of the EPA Community Change Grant. Unfortunately, that one has changed, and that's not part of our community anymore, but this one is still available. So why I'm here today is I wanted to share this information with this group and let you know that Better World Builders, yes, we are one of the, what they call us, a primary contractor, which means that we come out, we do an energy audit on your house. There's no charge for the energy audit on your house. We will look at the house top to bottom. Sometimes we'll use a blower door, we'll use an infrared imaging camera, but basically we're getting up in your attic, seeing what type of insulation you have up in there. We're looking at your furnace to see the age of your furnace and see if there's an opportunity for energy efficiency there. We're looking at your water heater in the same capacity. We look at the foundation insulation, the wall insulation, just kind of a top to bottom look at the whole place. And then also part of this program, I'll explain what I handed out in just a few minutes ago, but there's two legs of this program, and one is to create energy efficiency. The other is to create, electrification. So that's what this program is about. It's called the Home Energy Rebate Program. I see this. The program, so far, it's been overwhelmingly popular. We're actually a little bogged down from it right now. So one of the things I handed out to you is a little job description because we want to create more jobs. The work that we do, it's not easy work. It's dirty work. You sweat, you get dirty, you crawl into crawl spaces, you crawl into attics on hot days, you work in the cold times. But the work is very rewarding because at the end of the day, you know you've helped the family out, making it energy efficient. You know you've done some good for the planet by helping reduce the energy load that they're using on their house. So I shared with you at least one job description, but we're looking for more people to hire, and we want to hire from within our community. One. And then two, we also hope to promote this program perhaps at the city level, but also just promote this program more along in our Kalamazoo County area to shift from where we're at on the energy efficiency side when it comes to our homes and our housing stock, and shift to more energy efficient housing stock. We're going to talk about one other thing. There's oftentimes barriers to making a house energy efficient. So as we start to go down this road, this was hopefully where that EPA grant would have really helped us out. Like I said, that one's gone. But as this committee continues to go on and perhaps discuss some of these things, when it comes to our income qualified friends and neighbors, they often live in houses that have had a lot of deferred maintenance. Many of these houses can have a leaky roof. Many of these houses can have old knob and tube wiring. They could have asbestos insulation. They could have mold growing in their house. So these are health concerns that can happen in our housing stock. And if anyone can imagine, when you're living in a house that has health concerns, it doesn't help you be healthy. I've often said that a healthy home makes for healthy people, and healthy people make for a healthy community, and a healthy community will make for a healthy planet. So there's the big idea on that one. So I'd like to I'll take a minute with the handout that I gave, and then I'll take any questions you all have. I'll take a minute just to explain how this program is set up, and then go from there and just leave it open to the floor. Yes?
Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. What is the average cost to have somebody like yourself come in and do an energy audit? Is there a cost associated with that?
Yeah, typically.
Like a typical ranch-style house?
A typical ranch house usually is between, $400 and $600. So on the private sector, we call it market rate customers, we will come into a house and we'll do an energy audit. And it's usually between $400 to $600. Really big houses are going to be a little bit more because there's more area to cover. But that's a great question. Thanks for asking.
Thank you.
And when we do an energy audit on the private sector, we're applying basically the real similar service to what we're going to do for our income qualified neighbors. But what we're doing for you is we typically do a lot of tests in the house. We will, like I said, we get up in your attic to see the condition of your insulation up in your attic. A lot of houses have really old insulation that's been tore up by rodents, tore up by mice. Every year a mouse gets into an attic and it starts to tear up your insulation, the insulating power of your insulation just starts to diminish. And so many houses have gone through this for decades. So we like to know what we're dealing with, and then we can share that information with you, and then you can make good choices about what you should do next in your house. Usually we'll usually do a blower door test to find out where the house is loose and where drafts are, and then we'll use an infrared imaging camera to see where it's like it shows us where hot spots and cold spots or missing insulation is in the wall structures or in the ceiling structures. And we also do like health and safety checks. We sniff gas lines, and then we sometimes we'll do, not every time, but oftentimes we'll do a combustion analysis off of your furnace and your water heater to see if they're operating safe. So that's what we do in general. That's what we do with this MyHer program also. And like I said, the MyHer program is really great because if you go down on here, this is what I want to share with you is as you look at this, there's this chart right here. The MyHer program was designed to help our most vulnerable population. If you are 80% AMI, area medium income or less, that qualifies you for the enhanced rebates. This program, it's called MyHer, H-E-R, MyHer Home Energy Rebate Program. There's 2 pots of money in the MyHer program. One pot of money is called Homes, and the other pot of money is called Here. Homes is the goal in Homes is to insulate, is to model your house and find ways to make it more energy efficient. The pot of money called the Here side, that's to electrify it. So if I break this down, I'm just going to break this down real quick, but you know the great thing about this program, 80% or less AMI, you can see kind of the numbers for Kalamazoo County. They're approximate. Please don't hold me to exact numbers. When you apply at the state, they'll let you know where you fall. But this program also spans from 80% AMI all the way to 150% AMI. And this is a sweet spot for many Kalamazoo residents. The rebate is a fraction of what it would be for enhanced applicants, but still it's a great place to start and a great place to get going on it. What else do I want to share with you on here? So what upgrades can you receive? You get the energy audit, you get, and during that energy audit, we're just looking for ways to make it energy efficient. Usually those measures include insulation, air sealing, duct insulation or duct sealing, especially sealing up ducts that are outside of the thermal boundary. Sometimes we find duct work up in an attic or in a crawl space. It can mean a new furnace, it can mean a new air conditioner, it can mean a new electric heat pump. It can also mean a new electrical panel for your house. And it can upgrade the wiring so your house can have electricity lines go to power heat pumps in a house. So that's part of the whole design of this program. Just so this body is group informed on what this is about. For households that are below that 80% AMI, we take all of the information about your house, we take in your energy bills, and we then run it through this model. The model is a pretty sophisticated model. It actually normalizes your expected energy use based on how much insulation you use, how much energy you're using, and how cold it is outside. So it actually factors all that stuff in. So I can't fool the model, ultimately. It is what it is on the model. But when we get with that model and we can model a house and we can identify true savings that achieve 20% or more energy savings, that house could be eligible for up to $12,000 worth of energy efficiency improvements. Sometimes that's just simply all insulation. Sometimes it's a combination of insulation and a furnace. Very rarely will it involve doors and windows, because those usually don't have the same payback, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it involves a water heater. So there's some things in there that work really well. If we can then take that same house and it's really loose and really uses a lot of energy to heat it during the wintertime or cool it during the summertime, and we get to that 35% energy savings, we actually could invest, that house would qualify for up to $20,000 of installations. So really exciting about that. Oftentimes, the goal is, when you're in this 80% category, that we try to make it so that there's no out-of-pocket expense. The reality is I'm finding out and knowing how to deal with this program and all that's involved, sometimes there is a minor copay, but when I say minor, it might be anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. But if you're getting $25,000 worth of work done in your house, it's kind of a small drop in the bucket. Maybe this group or maybe the city could find some ways to help some of our more vulnerable residents with filling that gap, something to consider. And I'm just going to leave that at your doorstep along that line. What else can I tell you about this? So, and then on the here side's a little bit more tricky, but it still should bring in a lot of value, and that is the idea on the here, home electrification appliance rebate program. That one is where you can get up to $8,000 if we install a heat pump system on top of either the top of your existing furnace, or we don't have this so much in Kalamazoo, but some houses are all electric. And if you go to, you could make, they have electric resistance heat, which is super expensive. We find that actually more down south in Niles area, but some houses still have it around here. But and we could replace, you can actually get rid of abandon all that resistance heat and put in mini splits throughout a house. And great stuff can happen there. In the here side, this is where also they're updating electrical boxes and the electrical wiring, which I already talked about, and installing bath fans, so ensuring indoor air quality is operating right. That's it in a nutshell about this program. I thought it was important after talking with Justin. He invited me to come to this group tonight, and really grateful that he did, because I think it's important for this body to know about this program. It's here in our community, and you got Better World Builders who's been committed on this program for a long time. Some other contractors are starting to slowly come onto the program. We'll see how it goes. It is I don't know if you've ever done it with a state government and dealing with contracts and stuff. It has its moments. So we're learning how to grow with them and learning as we're figuring things out and they change new things along the pathway. We're just trying to breathe through we're exercising and breathing and just trying to find our inner zen. But it still can be very frustrating. Outside of that, I'm really anticipating this program working out a lot of its bumps in the next 6 months. So if I were to just share that with this group of, if a whole bunch of people start calling us right now, it's not perfect because we're already working on a backlog. But come the beginning of the year, I think it would be a great opportunity for the city to begin to promote this, so that we can get more of, there's $200 million at the state level that is available to our most vulnerable populations, as well as the moderate populations, families who are still trying to make ends meet, or families like myself, we're all trying to make ends meet and finding little pieces to help us along that pathway. That's where this program also really is really effective too. So, ta-da, that's what I have for you all. Yes?
Do you keep statistics on Kalamazoo County or the city of Kalamazoo, like how many applications you've received? That's my first question. And my second question would be, how long do you anticipate this money sticking around?
Great questions. So we probably, right now, we have at least 20 to 30 households in Kalamazoo that have signed up for the program. We've done we've done about 70 energy audits, and now we're starting to pull those proposals together to submit to the state to get things going. It's a long process. So once again, I'm trying to also tamper expectations. It's a slow process. But about 20 to 30 residents of Kalamazoo have signed up for the program. You sign up for the program. It's through EAGLE. It's administered through EGLE, and you could type it MIHER, M-I-H-E-R, and you'll find it, and you could sign up for it. Anyone can sign up for it, And once you get approved through MyHer, you have to give them some financial information, you know, some last couple pay stubs or a 1099, or not a 1099. Well, that's one of the things that they could ask for, or a tax return. And that's how they figure out where you fall under the qualification, your household size, your household income. And then the program will then tell you, hey, you've been approved as either standard or enhanced. Now it's up to you to find a contractor to work with. And then they can go to the website and then select a contractor. So we're getting calls from places like all over the state. And we've been going around an hour routes outside of Kalamazoo to service that, and we're trying to shrink that down now because really my heart's here in Kalamazoo. So how, you know, continue to, you know, just want to capitalize on that. But as far as statistics, you know, I could tell you the people who have signed up and contacted us and we've made appointments with, and we hope to continue to see that grow. As far as anticipation for how long this program should be around for, they've been telling us they anticipate the program being around for about 3 years. We've already burned through 1 year. So, they've had very little jobs done already. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple years. And that's a little bit of why I wanted to share this with you all, because if you know of young people who want to upskill and try a different career, you know, this could be very rewarding. This can also lead to new careers for people who, you know, you do some of the grunt work that we do. You become very attractive to a master electrician. You become very attractive to an HVAC company. You can become very attractive to a plumbing company. So part of the original goal with the Holistic Healthy Homes grant that was going to come into Kalamazoo, that was in Kalamazoo, that was in our hands. One of the big goals of that was to really help develop clean energy workforce development. And I was part of that. Rita was served on a board for home care coordination. That was going to be a leg to do clean energy workforce development. The opportunity is still there for clean energy workforce development. The stipends that was going to go along with it, and all of that stuff, well, that's not there anymore. But the jobs can be there. And I sincerely hope, just kind of like what we were hoping to achieve with the Holistic Healthy Homes grant, was that we bring new skill sets to our neighborhoods. You know, bring new skill sets to our neighborhoods that if you've worked for Better World Builders for a while, you know how to fix certain things. So you'd be able to call that guy down the road and say, hey, Eddie, you know, I need someone to put on a screen door for me. Can you do that for me? And, you know, hopefully they'll have, you know, hopefully it's somebody from our neighborhoods that could have a job at Better World Builders, but also could also be helping their neighbors out. So that's a little bit of the dream there.
So you said that it is expected to last for another couple of years. So just I think that's important to emphasize, because there's all the news about the federal funds being withdrawn. This is not in that situation. This money is available, and if you want to get on the list, you probably want to do it pretty soon, because it sounds like it's a lengthy process.
Yes.
One thing I wanted to ask about, like, getting on that list and participating, the information you gave us is very useful in terms of before people go through all of that applying and knowing with some certainty if they're gonna be able to do it. Is there information where you can go online to? Okay, so, excellent. So for people watching, it's if you're just listening, MIHER, so MyHer, and that's a state website.
Yeah, it's run by EGLE, E-G-L-E. And so thank you, Justin, or who's bringing this up? Yeah, thank you, Justin, for bringing this up. But yeah, it's as simple as kind of clicking through here. Great things, you know, if you could read some of this in advance. I will say that as you start to apply, having a couple pay stubs or your tax return, having that ready, kind of in electronic format, so you can upload it, it will just help your process a little bit. There have been, KC3, Kalamazoo Climate Crisis Coalition. They've also been, they have one resource coordinator right now, at least for the next 5 months or so. They have one resource coordinator right now. His name's Alvaro. His name's Alvaro. But he is also offering assistance to folks to, so they can figure out how to apply for this. We've been talking with, since we're based in the Edison neighborhood, we have a great Edison Neighborhood Association, and one of the members at the Edison Neighborhood Association has also been helping residents tap into this. Because sometimes, quite honestly, this is a great program for families, young families, seniors. You can even be a renter. You can even be a renter and still qualify for this program. Granted, those upgrades and those efficiency things are actually happening in a house you don't own, but it should. Most renters in our neighborhood, they pay their own. Thank you. Yes, they pay their own utilities. It would be great if they didn't, so that way they'd own it, but they don't. That's my own side commentary on that one. But renters can take advantage of it. All they need is just to have the landlord sign off and say, yep, you could do work on my house. So we've had a couple applicants who have fallen into that realm. But yeah, everything I'm told right now, hey, this should last for 2 or 3 years. And I say that this should because, we live in an uncertain world right now, and it is what it is. But I do encourage, starting, getting people to sign on for it early would be great. Once you're signed in, you basically have a year. We have a year to work with you and get things going. So I think if we have a year where we get you in and then we put our applications forward, we should have another year once the applications are approved to actually start doing the work.
So what I'm taking from this is you snooze, you lose. So need to take, I'm getting the message of I'm kind of interested, so I'm just going to give it a shot and see what happens.
Great.
Does this apply to multifamily units, like people who own condos?
It will eventually. It's more to come on that one. It's designed to, it's supposed to. The quick answer is yes, it's supposed to. And how soon that actually comes to life. Modeling multifamily houses is a different animal. We do it. It's a lot more complex, but it can be done. It's still pretty fascinating, So one of the things, I'm going to just emphasize this again. We are looking to hire people that want to work. We don't want to hire people who don't want to work. We don't need that. But why I'm emphasizing that is the best traction for us to have the greatest impact here in our town is to have more people who want to do this work, and then get them trained, and we can get them to work, and then hopefully meet this teeter-totter of as a business owner, I've been through this for, I don't know, almost 20 years, but there's a teeter-totter when you own your business, and that is you either have more work than you can handle and not enough people to do it, or you have more people than you want on your payroll and not enough work to pay them. Does anyone, y'all can relate to that, I'm sure. So hopefully this program will create enough demand where we can find a way to have enough business on the books to know that we're going to be giving some solid job opportunities and real pay at least for the next couple of years. And then who knows what happens after that. Maybe something great will happen. Something great is happening. And so that's, there is some positive parts. I want to just play up the optimism, because we need optimism right now. We need hope, and I think this is part of that program. What else? Anything else? Any other questions? Energy efficiency, it's fun stuff. It's not super sexy. It's not solar panels, but it is downright the nuts and bolts of good, comfortable living.
Thank you very much for coming and presenting this in a really positive light. I know it has its bureaucracy hurdles to get through. I'm wondering, and just talking with you, Justin, are there ways that we can promote this program to the city, the city residents? I don't know, next view from the curb, or I don't know, something on the home page, a link. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I can't make any decisions here now. We've been sending out this information to neighborhood groups and things like that for a while. So I think some of it's just getting folks to sign up. And to that, Mark, can you talk a little bit about, I think money talks a lot, like savings people might see? It seems like a lengthy process. What's the return on that investment?
Okay, yeah, great question on that side. So I'm going to start off by saying this, so promoting the Michigan Home Energy Rebate Program is not promoting Better World Builders. We just happen to be a contractor involved in it. So I think there's a decent enough separation of like, hey, you're not actually just promoting one business that you all happen to love that's based in Kalamazoo that loves its city. As far as the parts of return on investment or return on savings, so on average, most of our houses, we spend about $2,500 a year on our energy costs. If you're in a house that has a lot of deferred maintenance to it, that has a lot that hasn't had updates done to it, your energy costs could be significantly more. Oftentimes, we're talking to people who are paying $700 a month in their energy bill. Yeah, and that's in like November and December. Then they hit January and February, and it even gets worse. And then they are supplementing because it's so cold in somebody's room. They'll put an electric heater in that room, and then the dial starts spinning even faster. So in some cases, like on average, for an average house, we might see a 20 to 30% savings. That's just I would say even if it is 25%. So out of $2,500 a year, 25%. I should have said 30%. Anyway, I'll say 20%. So that way, you're saving $500 a year on your energy bill if you could drop your bill by 20%. If you're in these other houses, that we've achieved as much as 70%. One house that we did over in the Bronson Boulevard neighborhood a long time ago, big stucco mansion, we dropped their bills by 70%. So it's huge. The best part about energy efficiency is like once you start to lower your need, you're lowering your bills and you're lowering your carbon intake and you're lowering everything from that point moving forward. So it only continues to compound over time. But those houses that are probably paying $5,000 a year, if we can achieve, those are the ones that we can actually see a 40% drop, a 50% drop in their energy bills, which is real money. That's real money. That's not everybody, but there's a good population of folks in our town that are getting smacked with big energy bills. And those are the ones that are most important and most vulnerable. And I just want to bring this up again because if we get into that house and we start to look at it and we find knob and tube wiring, program says, knob and tube wiring, sorry, you're on the deferred list. If we get into that house and they have a roof leak, once again, sorry, your roof is leaking, can't put insulation in there. It makes sense. I mean, same with asbestos. And those households, just once again, those households, they're paying a bunch of money, and then they have this opportunity to access this program, but they can't because of a barrier. And those are the ones that my heart goes out to the greatest for, because those are the ones that we see their energy bill, we see what they're paying, and then we want to help them, but they need a $10,000 roof, or they need $5,000 or $8,000 to replace some knob and tube wiring. How do they get there? We offer some loan programs, but, you know, if you're already on the brink, getting into a loan program is not the way to go. So that's a problem that I don't have an answer to. We do work with KNHS. We do work with Community Homeworks, you know, and as well as Milestone. They've been doing a great job of continuing to do outreach, and they you know, really proud that we have these housing nonprofits in our community that care enough, but they don't have everything for it. Oh, Michigan Saves, yeah. Michigan Saves is like the energy bank for the state of Michigan. So this is one option that some people can use, homeowners can use, business owners can use, and they have a really great model, but they've been around. They're also a nonprofit, but they've started off and they've been around for, a long time, 16, 17 years. But they've made energy efficiency accessible to many homeowners. Nice part about the Michigan Saves program, real quick comment, is that it is, the loan is actually an unsecured loan. It's a personal loan, kind of more like using your credit card, and it does not attach a lien to your house. So if you default on this loan, no one's going to come in and take your house away, which, and it's been surprising. Like, they have statistics. I do not know them off the top of my head, but I know this group because I've been a contractor for them for a long time. They have a very low default rate. I think part of it is because that you're saving some money off of your energy bill, and that can help offset a portion of your loan payment. Yeah.
A lot of information to take in.
Okay.
So while we ponder, does anybody have any last questions?
I just want to thank you for the good work you're doing.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you all for doing the work you're doing too, so really appreciate that.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks.
Before we do anything else, I want to note that we missed one thing for the unfinished business, which was the bylaws. I don't know that we need to spend a lot of discussion on it. I made the changes that we approved in the past. I think you've all seen. Justin sent that back around. We will have to wait on the city to change the ordinance to move it from 11 to 9 members. The only thing that the attorney flagged, I think I had put in there up to 9 members instead of 9 members. I think we're good with just leaving it at 9, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it also impacts the quorum, because I think you wanted to have, like.
I think I said 50% plus 1 or something, but I saw in the edited version, I can't remember, I think there was a little change, but it was a quorum is constituted by a majority of the members.
Yeah, so it was just, the quorum and the number of members just had to be a little bit more concrete, but everything else seemed fine.
Any discussion on that?
Do we have to, we're waiting for a final version before we can approve it? Is that where we stand in the process?
What I would say is where we are in the process, we can formally send this to the City Commission for their approval, and it's going to be on the City Commission as to whether or not they're willing to make that change from 11 to 9 in the ordinance. If they choose not to make that, then I think we'll reconsider the bylaws if we approve them today. I think we can approve them today if we're ready to do so. Do we have a motion?
I move that we approve the ECC's bylaws as amended and take a vote.
I second.
Is there any discussion on the motion? All right, then, all in favor? All right, the motion passes. So we have new bylaws. ECC has been talking about writing new bylaws for as long as I've been on the committee, so this is an accomplishment.
Check it off.
All right.
I hope that's not what we're remembered as.
Hey, there are worse things. There are worse things. Accomplishing something matters. All right, I'm going to choose that what we'll do, I am very much hoping we can have further discussion on the purchasing policy that I sent around. Let's hold that till November if people are good with that. And before we wrap things, let's see if we have any more public comments. That number, if you're calling in, is 888-382-9556. That's 888-382-9556.
We're going to wait because last time when we started talking, started writing, we forgot about the delay. And then we missed a call. Like, oh.
Okay, so we're sorry if we missed your call. There's a short delay, so we're going to have to wait to make sure that that passes through. While we're waiting, any comments from the audience? It looks like that's a no. And anything with the call? Let's do, yeah, let's go ahead and, but we'll just go in order. So we'll just have your comments, and then we'll go back and make a final check on the phone lines, and then we'll finish her up.
I have no comments.
There is a Michigan Environmental Justice Conference on September 29th at the Marriott Detroit Renaissance Center. So, excuse me, the registration's open until the 22nd.
I really encourage people to follow what the Michigan Environmental Justice Coalition is doing. They're not just for environmental justice, but I believe in the big picture, they're probably one of the most important environmental groups in the state right now. So they're worth watching. Rachel?
No comment.
All right, this is our last call for the phone lines. Okay, I'm taking that as a no, so I'm sorry if we missed your call. We will catch you in November if that's the case. All right, I have no comments.
No comments.
No comment.
Then, with no more comments, I will seek a motion to adjourn. Or we can stay here.
I will motion to adjourn.
I second that motion.
All in favor? All right, we're done.